it's time for a story. So, this is Room on the Broom. We all know Room on the Broom. It's such an amazing story, and my little boy loves this so much, so I wanted to share it with you in a fun way today and see what you think. So, I'm not really going to show you the book, actually, because I've got my fun props, so I'm going to put my book down here to help me, just in case I maybe forget the words. But most of them are in here anyway. So, we're going to start off with my little friend, the witch, and her cat. Of course, nobody else is here yet, are they? We're going to find out and introduce our characters as we go along. So, you ready to start Story Explorers? From the beginning. Room on the Broom. Hold tight. The witch had a hat. No, she didn't. Start again. The witch had a cat and a very tall hat and long ginger hair. You see it? Which she wore in a plait. How the cat purred, and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly it blew off the hat. Oops, it really did. Down cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat. Has it gone? Where's it gone? Here it is. But no hat could be found. Oh dear. And then out of the bushes, on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with a hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head. Put your hat on, witch. There we are. I am a dog, as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail, and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed aloud and held on to her hat. Careful. But away blew the bow from a long ginger plait. Woo! Watch out what's going to happen next. Down cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree, with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with the bow in her beak. She dropped it politely here and bent her head low, then said, as the witch tied her plait in a bow, I am a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Yes, cried the witch. So the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh! I hope you're joining in. They were gone. Are you whooshing loudly with your brooms? I hope so. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The bird shrieked with glee, and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. Whoops! Down cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Oh dear. Then all of a sudden, from out of a pond, leapt a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on a fold of her cloak. "I am a frog, as cute as can be." As clean as can be. "Is there room on the broom for a frog like me?" "Yes," said the witch. So the frog bounded on. Look at that, they're all ready. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat, up, and the dog, and the frog. The witches, down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. What's it going to be? Anybody know? Any idea at all? I wonder. "I am a dragon, as mean as can be, and I'm planning to have witch and chips for my tea." "No," cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. "Help!" cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew nearer, and licking his lips, said, "Maybe this once I'll have witch without chips." But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. Watch out. Look. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched as it strode from the ditch. And it said to the dragon, are you joining in? What's it going to say? "Buzz off, that's my witch." Oh dear. The dragon drew back and he started to shake. "I'm sorry, Spluttered, I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly." And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat, and phew, said the dog. And "Thank you, oh, thank you," the grateful witch cried. "Without you, I'd be in that dragon's inside." Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, "Find something, everyone, throw something in." You've got your cauldrons. Are you ready? Here's mine. Okay. I've put everything in already. Are we ready? I'm going to add it all. Okay. Here's my cauldron. The witch is ready. Can you remember all of the different things that are going to go in? My little boy knows these off by heart, I think, now. So, the frog found a lily. Here it is. The cat found a cone. The bird found a twig. And the dog found a bone. And they threw them all in. And the witch stirred them well. And while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoo. Then out rose. Ooh, this is the best bit of the whole story. A truly magnificent broom. Look at that broom. I want one. It's amazing. With seats for the witch, and the cat, and the dog. A nest for the bird, and a shower for the frog. Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and you ready? You're all joining all the time. Whoosh! They were gone. Oh, I love it so much. Such a good story. So, I was so impressed to see your amazing creations as well. I can't believe I missed that. I'm still getting used to this, and obviously I haven't noticed until it did. But so amazing, and maybe some of you might feel inspired by that as well to make some of your own. So my props today are just a toilet roll with some holes in for my lolly stick puppets, which did get a bit carried away with these, I'm afraid. But I also made a really simple version, which maybe is a bit more realistic, which is just the patterns and the colours. So it'd be great fun, wouldn't it, at home at the moment to have a go and make something like this and tell the story along with your book at home. Love to see that. So if you are doing anything like that at home, please send it in and show us. And now I've got to think ahead to next week. I'm pondering my next choice, perhaps next week. My son's favourites at the moment are Snail and the Whale and Zog. So perhaps we'll have to have a bit of a poll and see what people would like to watch as our next story. I'm glad you've enjoyed that. I can see some of the comments just having a look. Thank you for the brilliant story. We're going to have to make a broom and all the characters now, definitely. And honestly, it's really easy. My best top tip was using nail varnish to make them as well. Go for that, it's great. But these are really fun. And you can make them easily with little ones and older ones in all sorts of different ways. They can just be colours and sticking things on, and fantastic. So have lots of fun. I look forward to maybe seeing you coming back next week, and let me know what you prefer out of those two choices, and we'll be ready for even more crazy story time exploring next week. So please, some people are saying thank you everybody so much for coming. I can't believe I've just finished. I'm so nervous, but I really enjoyed it. Thank you, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Bye.